It was a straightforward Foxtel setup, but the installer accidentally drilled through the ceiling, exposing the Morse family to asbestos. Now they're living in the backyard.
We were told we'd be out of the house for 3 days. It's now been 14.
The worst part of it all, we've been exposed for 7 days to this asbestos.
In this situation, the responsibility falls on Foxtel.
People just need to be more aware of asbestos and how harmful it can be.
That's all we wanted from the get-go, is to be reasonably compensated for our losses.
It's a tiny hole that's caused a magnitude of problems.
They've misjudged and actually drilled about a 25mm hole by 25mm hole through our ceiling. We weren't...
Disperse the powder down into our lounge room.
A simple Foxtel installation uncovering asbestos, resulting in a family of 6 being forced out of their own home.
Yeah, we were told that from there that couldn't go back to the house, so we literally only had the clothes on our back.
Yeah.
Damien and Leonie Morse, along with their 4 children, Jesse, Hunter, Bailey and Mason, only recently moved into their dream home near Toowoomba, west of Brisbane. It was supposed to be a safe haven after Damien, who is in the army, returned from active duties overseas. Both he and Leonie are veterans.
We immediately fell in love with this place when we first saw it, and yeah, we decided on it as soon as we got to the front gates that this was it.
Like most home buyers, Damien and Leonie acquired a building report which did not recommend an asbestos inspection to be carried out. So they say they had no idea what was lurking in the ceiling.
We didn't think about doing an asbestos check because we're not from the area, so we didn't realise, I guess, the risk and the potential of it actually being here.
5 weeks after moving in, the Morse family decided to get Foxtel installed in their living room. Foxtel contracted BSA Limited, a national provider of telecommunications operations and maintenance services. BSA then contracted Pixie Machinery, which carried out the installation.
So this is the cable that was installed for Foxtel?
Yeah, I believe so. That's the general vicinity of where they drilled the hole. So directly on the other side of that wall is where they've misjudged and drilled that 25 by 25mm hole.
At the time, Damien and Leonie didn't think anything of it, with Pixie Machinery telling them it would fix the hole and cover the cost. What looked like dust was left on the sofa, floor and rug, so Leonie vacuumed and the family went about their daily lives, until 7 days later, when they discovered it was something far more sinister.
Pixie Machinery came in with a licensed asbestos removal company. And they identified it visually that it was asbestos and that we couldn't return to our house.
No accommodation was offered to us.
No remediation, nothing like that.
No,
so we were essentially homeless veterans. We had nowhere to go.
It's thanks to the generosity of family, neighbours, the RSL and Wounded Heroes charity that they now have this temporary living arrangement on their property, but it's less than ideal, and they've been living this way for more than 2 weeks.
Everyone's just tired and stressed.
Yeah, the fact that the kids are thinking, have that thought that they're going to die of asbestos poisoning now, how do you deal with that?
The fact that they lived in the property for a week or just over a week with it, being contaminated was quite alarming also.
Joel O'Donnell is the owner of Quality Asbestos Removal.
We bagged a whole heap of clothing that was there in the vicinity, wrapped up the lounge suite and some rugs and whatnot.
Unknowingly, the situation was made even worse due to the fact that Leonie vacuumed up what she thought was just dust.
I've spread asbestos throughout our whole house.
The family have now been told a number of items in their home have been contaminated, including the sofas, clothing, bedding, even electrical items and a family heirloom rug.
That was Leonie's grandmother's rug that she purchased in Scotland about 60 years ago. You can't put a price on that.
It's believed the total value of house contents alone is estimated to be more than $80,000.
We don't want millions of dollars. We just want to be fairly compensated for our losses.
Aside from not being allowed back into their own home due to the asbestos, Damien and Leonie say the worst part is the lack of communication or answers from Foxtel and the subcontractors, leaving the entire family in limbo.
We email them, we ring them, and nothing gets done. Nothing gets done.
In a statement to A Current Affair, Foxtel says,
"Our contractor has had the property professionally cleaned at a cost of $18,000. 2 independent assessments have been made. The first was made by the asbestos removalist and the second by a specialist air quality and safety company. These assessments have provided conflicting advice about the remaining risk at Mr Morse's home. The most recent tests by the air quality company indicate the home is safe and the family can return."
One saying that you essentially need to remove everything, the other one saying, look, there's a risk there, it's low risk.
Move back in.
These people have 2 causes of action which look pretty good to me. One is in contract against Foxtel for breach of contract, and secondly, they've got a concurrent cause of action against the contractor for negligence.
property law expert Tim O'Dwyer.
If the insurance company doesn't come to the party, they may have to spend that money first before they can get redress and get compensation back from the people responsible for it.
Just do what's right.
Yeah.
Just do what's right and help us out.
We're not asking for anything more.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
If you're going to throw out all our stuff, replace it.
Foxtel's since sent out a WorkSafe company to do more tests. Those results, expected on Monday, will determine when the family can move back into their home. In the meantime, Foxtel's made a $5,000 payment to Damien and Leonie.